All right, it's up and running. It's taken me like, Jesus, like almost an hour to get all this stuff set up just so I can make a video, and it's still not working on the YouTube end, so I'm just doing this here. Try a little bit different route right now. I know it's been about a month since I've done an update. I don't even remember what number journal I am on. I think this is the 5th one. Since I haven't been doing these, I feel like my accountability has been a little bit lower as far as updating on my status. So my whole thing, I need to start doing these more like once a week, having an honest conversation with myself and anybody else who decides to watch about where I'm at and what I've been doing and how I need to focus on controlling my cravings and my binge eating and stuff like that. So it's hard because something I realized is that in today's society, and I don't know if it's just my group of friends where I live or whatever, because in my family even, how do we get together? Like, we all get together to eat. That's all we do. And it's never, oh, come over and let's have salads, or come over and let's, have a low calorie, healthy snack or whatever. No, we get together and let's come over and have good home cooked food, or pastas, carbs. They want to give you something special as a treat. People buy you cookies or cakes or candy, and I'm trying to avoid that stuff in my life just because it's not good for me. Sorry if I'm like all shiny. It's blazing hot today, and trying to get the lighting right here is just not working. So posting this as a reboot partially, and hoping to share this video actually so I can get my message out there a little bit more, maybe helpfully instill some confidence in some people, kind of give them some ideas, give them some tips and stuff like that. I have a good, as I've mentioned before, and those of you who don't know, I am on the journey to having the gastric sleeve surgery, bariatric surgery. I'm working with a program in Saginaw where it's a 6-month program. You start working with a dietitian. My situation is a little funky, so they're having me meet with a dietitian before I meet with a surgeon. But where I was at my first dietitian appointment is my qualifier, and I qualified to have my surgery covered by the insurance that I am going to switch over to in September, so I can start on the fast track of actually planning my surgery. Is set for around November as of right now. Being that I am just over 2 months in, my first dietitian appointment was mostly just relearning what and how to eat. She set me a little list of goals. I don't know if I still have them. I have got this handy dandy little folder that's already getting beaten and worn. But it's got like all the stuff that my dietitian gives me. I keep all my notes in it. Coupons, stuff like that. Here it is. So my nutritional goals for the first month, to eat 3 meals a day and eliminate snacks. Have I been able to do that? A couple days. Honestly, haven't been able to do it as much. Not been able to stick to it as much because my biggest problem is nighttime. My fiance is a snacker, and it's fine for him because he's skinny and thin and he needs to put weight on. But for me, I can't snack, and when I see him snack, it makes me want to snack. I do buy him junk food because I don't care that he has junk food. So I'm just trying to get this to where I don't look so dang dark. Hey, that's working a little better. Sorry. Anyway, the next, and they try to stick within the calorie intake between 800 and 1,000 per day after surgery. She said before surgery, if I have more than that, that's okay, but we're trying to pretty much train myself for what it's going to be like after surgery. Number 2 is a non-negotiable, what she calls a non-negotiable. Why does this keep turning on? I've tried to turn you off. Sorry, technical difficulties. Let's try this. All right, so 64 hours a day. There was just a couple non-negotiables, 64 ounces of water a day. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do this because the big, like what counts as a water and stuff like that, because there are so many people out there. Now, I love water. I don't mind drinking water. Plain water is fine. Yes, it does get a little boring. So mixing it up and knowing what you can have to supplement your water intake is a really good thing. Big thing that I've been doing is Powerade Zeros, because it's been so flippin' hot. I freeze them and then I'll take them out and sip it on them throughout the day. They have a little bit more sodium intake, which in the past was a horrible thing for me. But recently, I mentioned, I believe in my last video, that I was getting dizzy spells. She said it was because my blood pressure, my doctor told me it was because my blood pressure is dropping since I'm losing weight. My blood pressure is regulating itself out. My blood pressure meds are overworking, and now my blood pressure gets too low. So I've had to cut my blood pressure meds down. She's having me take half of a pill versus a full pill. I have noticed not as many blackouts, but I still get pretty bad dizzy spells, like when I get up. Like if I've been sitting for a couple minutes, like too long, and then I stand up quickly. I do get the little blackout dizzy spells, especially with the heat and stuff like that. So I can't necessarily attribute that all to that. But as a perk for myself, I did buy myself a blood pressure cuff that monitors my blood pressure, and I take it like 3-4 times a day just to see where I'm at. I've been maintaining in the low to normal range. So that's exactly where I'm supposed to be at. Except for I'm not supposed to be too low, but I can tell when I'm too low. It's when I get the blackout spells. Number 3 was remove beverages from meals. Now, this is something a lot of people don't realize when it comes to eating and people who are trying to eat healthier. Doing just this one simple little thing, honestly, could make a major difference for a lot of people. I love the way she explained it to me. I don't know if I explained it in a different video, but the reason you don't want to drink while you're eating is because imagine your stomach is like a funnel. Like a basic funnel you set inside anything. And the food you intake is like applesauce, all ground up and mushed up and decomposed. Or not decomposed, but you know what I mean. So you fill up the funnel and slowly the applesauce goes through the hole. And when it's empty, then you're hungry again. Well, our brains takes 20 minutes for your stomach to tell your brain that it's full. So not drinking while you're eating is letting the food actually sit in your stomach for longer, digest longer, and make you recognize that you're full longer. So a lot of times people who, a lot of people are like, they eat and then an hour later they're starving again, like mostly because they flushed it all out of their stomach. There's nothing left in there anymore. And it's because your body already started breaking down the food you already ate and you want to consume more. With that, they also mentioned not to drink 30 minutes before your meal. More so after surgery, I believe. This one has been not terribly difficult for me to obtain, but I haven't been focusing on it as much as I was my very first month. And 30 to 60 minutes after a meal to not drink. Again, that's with the whole recognizing that you're full. If you start drinking, you're going to flush it right out of your system. 30 minutes before is more so After surgery, you want to be able to consume your food because you need to consume, this is number 4, and this is a non-negotiable, like I told you earlier, 60 grams of protein. 60 grams of protein. Now, seems like a lot, but when you figure out different ways to consume your protein, it's not too bad. Like, you'll be able to accomplish it. It's just because you want, like I said, with your not drinking 30 to 60 minutes after the meal, you want your body to take the time to digest and absorb all the nutrients from the meal that you just ate, because you should be giving your body the nutrients it deserves. Then number 5, keep a food diary. I've been doing that for so dang long. It's just not common knowledge, and sometimes I just naturally know because I've been like counting calories and stuff like that for years. I just kind of almost know what I'm eating. I'm like, oh, this has about 200 calories in it. Oh, this has about 50. You know, like I know how many calories are in the food that I consume for the most part. Not everything. I'm not a genius or anything, but I know roughly just because I cook a lot and I've been counting calories and keeping food diaries for so dang long. I've been doing that. You use measuring cups and spoons as number 6. I do that most of the time anyway, especially when I'm cooking. When I'm cooking, I use measuring cups and spoons. When James cooks, he doesn't. So I have to keep an eye on what he's putting in my food and stuff like that, which since he started working, I've been doing a lot of the cooking, which is awesome. So, I'm going to shut this back computer down. So that's a good thing. It says remove trigger foods from home. Now, have I done it? Not so much, because like I said, James deserves to have the food he wants to have. He's not overweight. He doesn't need to lose weight. He could probably use to eat healthier. When I cook, I do make healthy food, but if he wants to have a cookie, he should be allowed to have a cookie. Or if he wants to have ice cream or a bowl of cereal at 8 o'clock at night, he should be allowed to do that, because dude weighs like 140 pounds. He should be allowed to eat whatever he wants to eat, because he can't put on weight to save his life. Number 8 was this exercise plan to exercise 4 to 5 times a week for 20 to 30 minutes. Number 9 was consider decaf tea. I'm a coffee addict. I have to have like 3 cups of coffee first thing in the morning. So, not really been doing that too much. I've been drinking my coffee. I know I'm going to eventually have to wean off of it. But right now, I count my coffee as food. And that was one big thing that she said. You cannot count coffee, anything with caffeine in it. You cannot count as a water intake. You have to count it as a food intake, because anything with caffeine is a diuretic and it's dehydrating you, so you can't count it as a water intake. Last but not least, to continue to avoid pop, I almost never drink pop. If you are a pop drinker, I highly recommend finding alternatives or weaning yourself off of it. A couple suggestions to do so would be, number 1, if you live by Walmart, do the Clear Americans. To switch off of, like, if you're drinking Mountain Dew, Coke, whatever, switch to Clear American, because it's no sugar, no calories. I don't even think there's caffeine in it, which helps you. You get the flavor, you get the bubbles, you get the simulation of pop, but it's not pop. And then eventually you want to wean yourself off of that too, because it does have like aspartame and stuff like that in it. And aspartame, if you're a diet pop drinker, give it up, please. It is so bad for you. Diet pops and the like Coke Zeros and stuff like that, they're not good for you. Like, they've got so many fat and like bad crap in there. Just chemicals that are not meant for your body to ingest. So don't drink diet pop. If you're gonna have to drink pop, drink full pop, but don't drink pop. But I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Your choice, your life. And avoiding carbonation in general and juices. Biggest reason they mentioned avoiding carbonation is mostly kind of weaning yourself off of carbonation, purely because after you have surgery, you will no longer be able to have carbonation. Pretty much the bubbles in your stomach make you sick. It feels like you have battery acid inside of you, according to a friend of mine. And not something I mentioned before. I have 2 friends. One friend went through the same program I'm going through the US, had her surgery. She's about year and a half, or not a year and a half, about 12 months, not 12 months, like 10 months, like 9-10 months through her surgery program. Or she's already had her surgery. She had it back in November. Both of them had theirs in November. Keep that in mind. Both of them had them in November. Friend C over here, she, like I said, she went through the same program I'm going through, had it done in the US, had it covered by insurance, and now she's adapted it into her lifestyle. She's lost a lot of weight. She looks phenomenal, and she's healthier than she's ever been in her entire life. That's friend C. And then I have friend L, who went to Mexico. She didn't know anything about the programs and being able to do it here in the US. She went to Mexico, went and had it done, and they didn't give her any prep. Like, they didn't tell her how to do anything beforehand. They just told her, all right, well, you're having your surgery on this day. 2 weeks before, you need to switch to an all liquid diet, and then we'll have the surgery, and then we'll tell you what to do afterwards. And that's all she got. She really had no training for how to be afterwards. Since she, and like I said, she went to Mexico. She paid out of pocket for it. She has had way more health problems since the surgery. Has harder time controlling her impulses, has a harder time not eating bad foods. She has lost a lot of weight. She did really well for a long time, but then she became malnourished, mostly because she wasn't eating like barely anything. Like, she had like 2 bites of food, and then that was it. Now she's developed into where she's allowed to have other foods. Like, her body's beginning to slowly accept real food and stuff like that. But now that she's able to eat whatever she wants, she's eating whatever she wants whenever she wants. So that's a big thing that I personally would like to avoid following surgery. Like, I'd like to be able to, indulge a little bit when it's appropriate, but I want to be able to be like, not in the mood for that. No, thank you. It's not worth it for me to consume it. So that's enough with all that BS. All right. So my last dietitian appointment was about protein drinks. Big part of this whole thing is because you eventually have to be on a liquid diet for like 2 weeks before surgery, and I think a month after surgery you pretty much need to be liquid. Don't hold me to that. I will update as I know more information. I'm not a doctor, none of that. So I just giving you the information that I know as of right now. She gave me a nice long thing of high protein supplement instructions. Pretty much it's a basic breakdown of different brands that they recommend. But your basic understanding when you're looking at protein drinks is, number 1, does it have less than 200 calories per serving? 200 calories per serving is your max. So you prefer to stick under 200. And that's including pre-mixed, like a ready-to-drink protein drink, or the powder. Or it says or liquid, but I haven't really seen I've seen them, but I haven't ever tried them. Greater than 15 grams of protein, so it has to have a minimal of 15 grams of protein per serving. 15 grams is low in my opinion, but if you don't have a problem getting your 60 in 3 meals, then 15 grams is fine for you, especially once you've developed back into your normal eating habits, from what I've understood. And no more than 5 grams of carbohydrates per serving. I look at that as 5 grams of carbs / 5 grams of sugar. No more than 5 grams of sugar, in my opinion. I keep them very low. The brands that I've found, I've tried a bunch of different ones. So Syntrex Nectar Powder, I think I brought it over here. They sell the sample packs at the Vitamin World and GNC and stuff like that. I haven't seen them anywhere else other than like online. But it's Syntrex Nectar. They are a water-based water-based protein drink. You add this powder. It says you can do it in like quarters, but who's gonna break a packet into quarters? But otherwise, the whole packet's 100 calories. There are no carbs, no sugar, and 23 grams of protein for the whole packet, which is really, really good. I'm not sure how much I like these. I haven't tried this one yet. I only bought the two. I bought this one and I bought a kiwi strawberry one when I bought them. Kind of to me smelled like Jello, pre-mixed, like when you mix Jello up and before you put it in the fridge. It smelled really, really, really sweet. It didn't taste nearly as sweet, but it smelled super, super sweet. So I don't know how much I liked these ones, but I would recommend if you're looking for some, one for at home, to give these a shot. They're not bad. Not probably my go-to, but they're not bad. Next thing they have left is Bena protein powder. She also recommended Gene Pro or Isopure. Those, I believe, are flavorless proteins. You can add them to different foods. She's like, it's mostly like for after surgery, you can add them to your soups. You can add them to like mashed potatoes. When you're not allowed to consume any solid foods, and that's hard because your meats are all solid and you need to have proteins, so it's you're either doing liquid or you got to add protein to like a broth, soup broth, and it's kind of hard if it's you can't chew anything or eat anything solid. So flavorless protein. The next one on the list is Sugery. She gave me a sample of this one, vanilla, and because I don't like chocolate stuff, as weird as I am. I'm not a big fan of chocolate. I prefer vanilla over chocolate. It didn't taste terrible. Kind of sweet. Most of these tend to be really sweet. I've noticed on most of them are pretty sweet. But it made my stomach flip like 30 minutes after I drank it. I went home and almost puked. Like, it just made my stomach just do jumping jacks. It was not cool. So Sugery, not a fan, but from what I understood, she said that's what they give you in the hospital after surgery. So that's what I have to look forward to. Now, granted, this is something else she told me, is that your taste buds may change after surgery. Now, this is just how I feel about the stuff right now. Maybe my taste buds change in a while. Maybe I like some stuff I didn't like before, and stuff I liked before I don't like. So we'll see what happens. Premier Protein. Now, by far, out of everything I've tried, I love Premier Protein. It's been the best for me. The ready-to-drink ones, they're reasonably priced. You can do the subscribe and save on Amazon and get a flavor, like one flavor in a 3-pack for, I think, like $16, which is way cheaper than going and buying them individually at Walmart, which they're like $7 a pack. I also saw them at like Walgreens today. They're $10 a pack at Walgreens for Premier Protein pre-mixed drinks. The milk-based ones. Now they have a bunch of flavors, which is really cool for me because I like variety. I can't stand to have the same thing every day. So it's got like the vanilla and chocolate is your basis. I believe they have strawberry. They have caramel. I love the caramel, especially mix that with my coffee in the morning because I can't give up my coffee, but it helps me get the whole transitioning from breakfast, from coffee to having food, something to consume with the protein. So I like the caramel. Then they also have new is the peaches and cream. I like the peaches and cream. It is very sweet, but it tastes really good if you're in the mood for something fruity in the morning. Then there's bananas and cream. Delish. I love bananas and cream. I know there's a couple more. I think there's a couple more flavors, but I think, well, it just says, the chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. But I know they have other flavors. But that's a milk-based protein. That one is the Premier Protein ready-to-drink little ones. Now, cool part about Premier Protein, I know that they do have, I think they do have powders you can mix. I haven't tried those, but I'm pretty sure Premier Protein offers a powder for you to mix at home. But the cool part about Premier Protein for me is the Premier Protein Clear. If you're looking for a water-based protein, this is awesome. I ended up buying these kind of in bulk from Amazon and Subscribe and Save, because when I tried the first one she gave me at the office, which was the Tropical Punch one, to me it tasted like Crystal Light. There are only 90 calories in the whole serving, the whole bottle. And there's 20 grams of protein in the whole bottle. So if you think about it this way, you try to get 20, 20, and 20. 20 grams in breakfast, 20 grams with lunch, and 20 grams with dinner. You got your 60 calories for the day. You got 3 of these. You're barely consuming 90 times 3. So 9 times 3 is 180, right? No, that's 2 something. 3 times 9. Don't laugh at me. So 270 calories for the whole day. Do I advise to be that low in calories? No. But I'm sure that'll come way more in handy after surgery, when I'm probably not feeling my best and I need to consume protein, but I'm not hungry. So this is the way to go. I like this because lately I've been doing, for the most part, in the past, I've been doing breakfast, lunch, protein drinks. I stick to 1 a day, minimal, 2 a day if I can. I haven't been up to 3 a day, but 2 a day if I can. 2 meals replaced with protein drinks right now. Does she say I have to do this? No, she just said to start exploring these, but this is just how I'm doing it. But only 1 gram of carbs, you know, and it's not bad. Like I said, it kind of tastes like Crystal Light, so I like these. And next there's Pure Protein. I haven't had them, I don't think. ES Advanced Edge. I just bought some of that today, actually. I saw it on sale at Walgreens when I was there today, and they had the cold brew coffee kind. And that was 17 grams of protein, 100 calories, plus it has caffeine in it. So that's my favorite thing. Do I think that's going to be great after surgery? Probably not so much, but right now it works for me. Muscle milk. I've had muscle milk when I was a kid. It's the nastiest tasting thing in the world. If you like muscle milk, more power to you, but to me, muscle milk tastes like shit. So, pardon my French. New Way, I haven't tried that yet, but that's another water-based one. That's the one where it comes, actually, it's a liquid, and you add it to water to thin it out, or you can just take the shot as is. I think they have like 30 grams of protein in one shot. So, those are normally really, really good from what my nutritionist told me. So she listed a bunch of stuff. There was one other brand that I tried, and I can't think of the name right now, but they had a whole bunch of flavors, sample packs at the vitamin shop that I got. I got my biggest thing with the powdered protein mixed drinks. I haven't necessarily found one texture-wise that works for me. I broke down and decided to buy this. Not sure why I broke down for this one, but Organic Protein by Purely Inspired. Regret buying this so much. It is very gritty. I can't seem to get it smooth. The only time I can shake it up well enough to get it smooth is when I add other stuff to it, not just the protein mix and almond milk. I have to add other stuff to it. So I'll normally mix my coffee, which makes it a little bit smoother with it, or I'll blend it into like a smoothie. I'll throw in a little bit of fruit and some yogurt and then a little bit of almond milk, and then it's a little bit smoother. But otherwise, totally regret purchasing this. I wish somebody would take it away from me, but I have to use it up because I paid money for it, and I don't regret that. All right, so next to last thing, now that I've almost made a half-hour-long video, vitamin supplements. Not something that I've discussed with my nutritionist a whole lot, but it's something I know, discussing with friend C and friend L over here, so get C, so you know, whatever. Over here is vitamins. You don't consume as many calories, so it means you're not getting all your vitamins you need in. So they recommend you take a multivitamin. I just started taking over-the-counter multivitamins. They do make bariatric formulated multivitamins. They're quite pricey. You're looking at $30 plus for a bottle, but they're formulated for all the things that bariatric patients tend to be missing in their daily diets. Will I switch to them afterwards? I don't know. It depends on if I go through any deficiencies. But the brand that I like, and this is me reading nutrition labels for like an hour at Walmart and for like an hour at Walgreens. I haven't found a better women's multivitamin that has, like, even Centrum wasn't even as good, which is a big brand name. Nature's Way Alive Women's Energy. It's a multivitamin, multi-mineral. Now, to me, this has the best stuff in it. I mean, like, as far as percentage of your daily value in there. The only things that it's a little low on is magnesium, which is recommended that you take an additional supplement probably for. And it's only got 50% of your calcium intake if you're consuming your calcium. I also have calcium chews, chocolate calcium chews that I try to take. I've been good the last few days, which isn't saying much, but I'm trying to take those more regularly. Other than that, everything is at 100 plus as far as your vitamins. Vitamin A at 100%, C 100%, D at 250%, which we're all, especially live in Michigan, we're all lacking in vitamin D. K, B1, B2, B3, B6, folic acid, B12, biotin. It has 100% of your daily value. Your biotin, iron, iodine, zinc, selenium, copper, manganese, and molybdenum. Plus, it's got 100 milligrams of orchard fruits or whatever, so it's got your fruits and everything. But I think this stuff is the best multivitamin you can take. Hair, skin, and nails. This is basically for, I mean, women mostly, but men too, I'm sure, that most people who have bariatric surgery tend to go through a bit of hair loss because you're not consuming enough protein. And your protein's got your iron and your biotin and stuff like that. I take an extra hair, skin, and nail supplement. Like I said, I've gone through reading labels. My friend over here, friend Elle, she likes to take the gummies. I sat down with her and I showed her comparison of labels, and I'm like, look at what you got in the gummies. You're consuming sugar in the gummies, so pay attention to that. Also, I know a lot of people have a hard time swallowing pills, which is why they like the gummies. But pay attention to the labels. The gummies have like 1/10 of the percentage of vitamins that you need to be consuming in a day. So if you are a bariatric patient and you're not consuming your normal daily vitamins and stuff like that, gummies shouldn't be for you. I wouldn't figure that your body could digest them that well after surgery anyway, but what do I know? This is the hair, skin, and nail supplement that I currently take. It's Nature's Bounty. Health with argan oil and biotin. So looking at this as far as biotin levels, it does have 200 milligrams of, or whatever, 50% of your daily value of folic acid. Biotin, it has 5,000 mcg, not exactly sure what that stands for, but that's 1,667% of your daily value of biotin. Also has a little bit of iron, and so like folic acid and biotin are a big deal for your hair, skin, and nails. Now, because I know I'm always needing more to help my hair grow healthy, my nails, and everything like that, I bought additional biotin, extra strength. Just got this today to start adding to my vitamin intake. More is always better for this time being until I know better, because when I went to school, something I learned about vitamin supplements. Now, if you're consuming what you're supposed to be consuming, taking vitamin supplements isn't going to help you, because vitamin supplements, your body will take what it's ingested, break it down, and use only what it needs, and it'll expel the rest. So you're going to be peeing out expensive vitamins. No point in spending all kinds of money and taking all these vitamins if you're just peeing them all out. Now, right now, like I said, the whole thing is preparation. I'm preparing for what it's going to be like after surgery. I know I'm not consuming all the things I need in my daily diet right now. I'm not consuming very much food in general right now. So you need to make sure that you have lots of vitamins. So now that I've wasted a half hour of your life, the next thing that I want to do, hopefully to condense some of these videos and maybe make it a little more streamlined and talk to you without spending all kinds of time doing this, I'm going to cut these down a little bit. I'm going to try to do these once a week, mostly for my accountability, but it's kind of nice that I can try to communicate with people and hopefully spread a message of hope that you can be successful at losing weight. It just takes a little bit of time. But my ideas for future videos, I would like to have friend C and friend L come on and talk about their experience, separate times or whenever. And then I would like to incorporate maybe some ideas for some simple workouts. Maybe doing that, or also maybe some recipes, like maybe come on and do a little cooking or something, showing you simple stuff, how to get a lot of protein in a little itty bitty meal. So these are just some ideas. If you feel like commenting, please do so. If you don't, then that's fine. But hopefully that this little update, since it's been over a month, has given you some insight into where things are at for me, and hopefully give you guys some inspiration. If you are in my area, I can try to help you get in connection with the program that I'm working for. If you've been considering bariatric surgery and you're not sure where to start, I can get you in contact with the people that I'm going through. If there's any brands or anything like that, as far as if you already had surgery and you've got protein that you would recommend that I try, let me know. I'd be more than happy to go out and try some stuff. There's a brand that I've been interested in called No Cow. Haven't been able to break down and spend the money to buy anything from them, but they seem like a very promising company. From some reviews that I read, they were really great at having low carb, high protein foods. So excited about that one. But like I said, let me know. Hopefully you all are having a great day, trying to stay cool this summer, because I know today's in the 90s. So have a wonderful day, and God bless.